Good evening, everyone. You're watching Mojo with Deepika. I'm your host, and tonight we are not talking about any breaking news. We are questioning something far more fundamental, the words we use to understand the world. What if a name you have heard your entire life doesn't actually belong to the people it describes? What if it reflects not geography, but power, history, and perspective? From textbooks to headlines, one term has shaped how we see an entire region. But now, many are asking, does it still make sense today? Middle East. When you hear this term, it probably sounds completely normal, something we have all grown up hearing in news, textbooks, and everyday conversations. But for many people who actually live in this region, that name doesn't sit right. That's because Middle East isn't really a true geographical term. It comes from a Eurocentric perspective where Europe was treated as the center of the world and everything else was defined in relation to it. During the colonial era, especially under the British Empire, the world was broadly divided into three parts: the Near East, Middle East, and Far East. So instead of describing regions based on their own identity, history, or geography, these labels were based on how close or how far they were from Europe. And that's exactly why today many people are starting to question whether the term Middle East truly represents them at all. The term was later popularized in the early 20th century by Alfred Thayer Mahan. But today, many people across the region feel that this name is outdated and doesn't truly represent them. The Middle East includes countries like Saudi Arabia, Iran, Egypt, and Turkey. But these nations are incredibly diverse, with different languages, cultures, political systems, and histories. Yet one single label attempts to group them all together. Sounds funny. For many, the issue isn't just about geography, it's about identity and power. Critics argue that the term carries colonial baggage, a reminder of a time when Western powers named and framed entire regions of the world. Because of this, several alternative terms are being suggested and used. Just like West Asia, a more geographically accurate term, or maybe the Savannah, meaning Southwest Asia and North Africa, more inclusive and neutral. Or maybe the Arab world, used in cultural context, though it excludes non-Arab countries like Iran. But at the end of the day, this conversation goes beyond just a name. It's about who goes to define a region and whose perspective we choose to follow. As the world becomes more aware and more connected, many believe it's time to move away from a colonial era labels and adopt terms that reflect the region's own identity. Because names matter, and sometimes changing the name is the first step towards changing the narrative. For more such stories that question the narrative and bring you closer to the truth, stay connected with us. Till then, stay informed, stay aware, and keep watching Mojo with Deepika.